Hello everybody, Shinjo here, welcome back to the channel, and today I am going to be listing off my top 5 megas newly introduced in Legend ZA. So initially I recorded a tier list ranking all the megas, but I decided to scrap that for now and instead list off my top 5 megas. Now this is still relatively recent considering the games were released less than a month ago, but I wanted to at least give my thoughts on my top 5 favorite megas from this game, and maybe after the DLC comes out and potentially more megas are revealed, I can do a big tier list with all of them. But obviously the honorable mentions for this are anything that's not included on the list, and I'm sure as you can imagine, picking only 5 is no easy feat. But let's get started with the video. At number 5 is the first mega introduced, Mega Dragonite. I know that there's been a lot of discourse online over whether Mega Dragonite is the best mega ever or the worst mega ever, and honestly, as you can tell, I'm part of the camp that really likes Mega Dragonite. I'm learning more as I grow older that the big menacing Pokemon like Tyrantars and Garchomps, while they are cool, not really fitting my style. More recent Pokemon that I love are the more cutesy sort of vibes like the Hatenna line or the Tinkatuff line, and Mega Dragonite fits right into that. I feel like it really helps being the only mega at this point being in the anime and being able to be showcased there. And while it is a shame that it isn't Dragon Fairy instead, I do still think it's a really cool design, and I love the references back to Dragonair. At number 4 is the only Galar Pokemon at this moment to receive a Mega, Phalanx. I really like Phalanx to start with. Its design and the fact that it's just a bunch of little dudes running around is really cool. And I just love how its Mega makes it transform into what's basically a Megazord. While it does look a little bit goofy, honestly, a lot of the more recent Megas do look goofy, at least from how I see it. But Phalanx is cool because most fighting types are most of the time taller than a human, where Phalanx isn't that tall at all, at least from what I've seen. But still, Phalanx is already a cool mon, and the fact that all the other Phalanx work together to Mega Evolve and fight together in this sort of way is really cool. So to give some background here, the Pokemon that I started with in this game was Totodile. So I'm sure with that in mind, you can already tell that the number 3 spot is Mega Emboar. Yep, it honestly surprised me as well. But as I was looking through all the megas and looking on which ones I really liked and which ones I didn't really care about, I really wanted to include Mega Feraligatr here. But honestly, I just really like Mega Emboar. Is it the fire fighting type? Maybe. I just like how it's got the staff, and it looks even more menacing than Emboar already looked. I will say that Feraligatr is definitely barely out of the top 5, but not that far back. I just didn't want to succumb to my nostalgia and put Feraligatr here, just for the sake of it being one of my favorite Pokemon. I do think Mega Emboar easily has one of the best Mega designs, at least from the starters. Now, before I reveal the second place, I will say that it was a really tight race between number 2 and number 1. And there's really one thing that pushed the second spot into the place that it was, but not the first spot. Regardless, I'm rambling. Number 2 is Mega Excadrill. I really like Excadrill. The Mega is really cool. He's got the big drills. The only thing that made it stay at number 2 instead of number 1 is the big drills do look kind of goofy. I understand that's Excadrill's whole design, and it makes sense to Mega Evolve that part of him. But at the same time, I'm not gonna lie and say that it looks a little bit goofy. While I did say earlier, a lot of Megas are a little bit goofy in some way. But regardless, I really like Excadrill, and I didn't want the goofy nature of his Mega being the only reason that he wasn't included here. So I feel like a runner-up spot is really fitting. especially considering he's one of my favorite Pokemon from the Unova region. But without wasting any more time, the number 1 Mega introduced in Legends ZA is Mega Hawlucha. I really like Hawlucha already. Much like Excadrill, he may be one of my favorite Pokemon from the region that they were introduced. I just really like that they expanded on Hawlucha's wrestler motif, and the fact that, like Phalanx, he's not that big at all, unless you get an alpha version. But Hawlucha is already a really sick Pokemon that, seeing the promotion match against the Machamp when Mega Hawlucha was revealed was really cool in my opinion. I really like Hawlucha, and I'm glad that it got more spotlight. And this is the one reason that I included Hawlucha above Excadrill. Excadrill's Mega does look goofy, but Hawlucha's Mega is just really cool. And much like Excadrill, it builds on its already existing design, but I think Hawlucha does it a lot better. Even though it is just him putting on a costume, I think it fits with the idea that Hawlucha is a wrestler. And all of those reasons are why Mega Hawlucha is my favorite Mega from Legends ZA. Well, those are my top 5 Megas from the game. I probably could have expanded it to a top 10, but I figured to make it a lot more concise and a lot simpler, so that's why I included top 5. Plus, to be honest, my throat hasn't really been doing the best, but I wanted to at least get some video out discussing these Megas. Let me know what your favorite Mega is that's been officially revealed so far. No spoilers involving anything involving the DLC. Not only just for me, but for everybody else that's in the comment section. But let me know what your favorite Mega that was introduced was. And if you enjoyed, hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll see you next time. Momentai.